What's up guys, David here. Last month, I had the opportunity to get some hands-on time with the Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge before Samsung's official announcement. And since then, I've been able to come up with a list of the top 10 best new features that make both the Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge probably the most exciting phones from Samsung since the Galaxy S3. So we'll go ahead and kick this thing off with top feature number 1 in the premium build quality and design. So instead of going with a boring evolutionary design update like in years past, Samsung decided to start from ground zero and build something completely new, dishing the cheaper feeling plastic materials that we've kind of come to associate with Samsung in favor of much more premium feeling glass and metal, with jewel toned colors including white pearl, black sapphire, and gold platinum. Both the front and the non-removable back of the Galaxy S6 are covered with Gorilla Glass 4. There's a metal band that wraps all the way around the sides, machine drilled holes for the speaker grill at the bottom, along with those stylish chamfered edges, resulting in a phone that feels very high-end and is just downright sexy. 2. Display. Samsung finally broke its habit of making the Galaxy S's screen bigger year after year, with the Galaxy S6 retaining the same 5.1-inch screen size that we saw on the S5. Because of this, Samsung was able to reduce the overall footprint of the phone by making the bezels a little bit thinner, which should translate into easier one-handed use. Now, while the screen size technically remains the same, the display itself is actually all new. Samsung bumped the resolution of its Super AMOLED display up to 2560 by 1440 or Quad HD, giving you a crazy PPI of 576. This is 30% higher than what was on the S5 and a whopping 76% higher than on the iPhone 6. On top of that, the display is now over 30% brighter, meaning you'll get better outdoor visibility to go along with those super sharp and super crisp visuals that you'll get from the screen. 3. Performance. So Samsung phones with their heavy TouchWiz UIs have never really been known for their performance, but lately Samsung has been doing a better job at toning down TouchWiz and including beefier specs on their phones. And with the Galaxy S6, this trend continues with the S6 packing Samsung's own 64-bit octa-core Exynos processor, coupled with not 2 but 3 GB of DDR4 RAM and UFS 2.0 storage, which is basically a geeky way of saying that the Galaxy S6 will be fast and will be one hell of a contender in the phone buff style speed test that we do here on the channel. 4. Fingerprint scanner. So you may be thinking, the Galaxy S5 already had a fingerprint scanner. Why would it be considered a new feature on the Galaxy S6? Well, the S5's fingerprint scanner was a swipe-based scanner where you'd swipe your finger across the home button to unlock your phone. And to be perfectly honest, it didn't work very well, at least compared to the one on the iPhone 5S and iPhone 6. But on the Galaxy S6, Samsung has upgraded the swipe-based scanner to a touch-based sensor like Apple uses, which should translate into a more convenient and hopefully more accurate fingerprint scanner. Top feature number 5, Samsung Pay. Speaking of the fingerprint scanner, the Galaxy S6 will support Samsung Pay, which will be rolling out later this year. It'll work similarly to Apple Pay on the iPhone, with use of the fingerprint scanner and unique transaction tokens to provide more secure payments. But the key difference, and what's actually exciting about it, is it'll also support MST or magnetic secure transmission in addition to NFC. Now, what the hell is MST? Basically, it's a technology that makes the phone work similarly to the magnetic stripe on your credit card, so having this technology built right into the Galaxy S6 means that you'll be able to pay with your phone at about 90% of retailers instead of just the small percentage that currently support NFC. This feature is huge and could be the beginning of the end of the physical wallet. 6. Camera. The main camera on the Galaxy S6 has the same 16 megapixel resolution that we saw on the S5, but don't let that fool you into thinking that the quality of the camera hasn't changed. The S6's sensor and lens has been vastly improved, now being able to capture more light with an f1.9 aperture, meaning you'll be able to take better quality photos and videos in low light conditions. The S6's camera also features optical image stabilization, which will help prevent blurry photos due to shaky hands, IR detected white balance, along with an auto HDR mode that intelligently uses HDR for you when the situation calls for it. The auto HDR mode will also be available on the front camera, which has been upgraded to a 5 megapixel shooter with the same f1.9 aperture, so you'll be able to take your selfies in high resolution even when you're in a low light situation like when you're at a restaurant or a bar. 7. Charging. Just like we saw with the Note 4, the Galaxy S6 will support supercharging, allowing you to charge the phone 1.5 times faster than the Galaxy S5 and get up to 4 hours of use after just 10 minutes of charge time. On top of that, the S5 also supports wireless charging without the need for any special cases. The technology is built right into the phone and will support both of the wireless charging standards. So if you see a charging pad at a coffee shop or at a bookstore, you won't have to worry about whether or not the phone is compatible. You can just set it down and know that it'll work. Pretty awesome stuff. 8. Speaker. To complement the amazing Quad HD display on the Galaxy S6, Samsung has worked to improve the audio experience by making the single speaker on the S6 50% louder than the one on the S5. Samsung also moved the speaker from the back of the phone to the bottom, which could help prevent it from getting blocked while lying flat on the surface. 9. Storage. The Galaxy S6's new design is definitely a plus, but it does come with the cost of having no microSD slot. So in order to help alleviate this problem, Samsung upgraded the built-in storage to 32GB for the base model compared to just 16 on the S5. This should help give most people more than enough storage without the need for expansion, but if you're somebody who thinks they'll need more storage, Samsung will be offering other models up to 128GB of storage. Top new feature number 10, software. Like I mentioned earlier, Samsung has been streamlining TouchWiz over the years, getting rid of a lot of the gimmicks and useless features and adding features that actually make the user experience better. I think the perfect example of this is what happens when you double press the home button. Before, double pressing the home button would launch S-Voice. Not very useful considering you have Google Now. Now when you double press the home button, it launches the camera app in less than a second, regardless of what app you're looking at or even if the screen is off. This is actually useful since sometimes you need your camera up and running ASAP to help capture those Kodak moments. So there are a bunch of other useful new features that Samsung has added to the S6 that I'll be covering in future videos, so make sure you subscribe for that. Also, if you guys are interested in possibly winning a Galaxy S6, we have a giveaway going on right now on PhoneBooth Deals. I'll be putting the link that you need to enter down below in the description, so if you're interested, check that out. But other than that, that is pretty much it for me in this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up to show your love, and as always, I'll see you guys in the very next episode.